Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of the Undefeated podcast.
The only podcast with two undefeated fighters, fam.
Shine it up. Listen, guys, if this is your first time listening to the pod, welcome to the family, bruv.
Come on. Don't go anywhere. Turn on your notification bell, like, subscribe, do all the things necessary to stay in touch with the content, because the content just keeps coming at you, fam.
Straight. And for everyone, if this is your first and last time listening, we wish you well, man. Take care. All the best for the future. Hope you achieve in life.
And then welcome for the new people, innit? And let me just let you know, because Travis usually tells the new people how this thing goes. This is a biased pod, bruv. It's a biased show. We are 100% biased, fam. If we like someone, you're going to hear some biased energy. We try our best to be as professional as possible, but we're not those professionals. I don't think you come here for that. You don't come here for that.
I don't even try, bruv. I tell you right now, I'm only here to be myself. So if I like a fighter, you're going to hear me like that fighter. That's it. I'm not going to go to the other side and be like, no, but we got to also, no, we don't. I don't. You can in the comments, and I can respond.
As soon as I like a fighter, I'm on that. Could this be the man? This is, as soon as I like a fighter, bro.
There's the respect.
Well, yeah, man, let's get into it, bro. Talk to me.
Bro, it's fight week.
I can't believe you're just going to go over our tail of the tape like it didn't happen.
Oh, sorry, bro.
Wow.
Sorry.
Bro, we got you like that.
What is your tail of the tape?
Listen, my tail of the tape is very interesting, bro, because the weight has been fluctuating, but I come in, I'm weighing 20 stones, bro. That's a lot of weight, bro. That's a lot of weight behind that, bro. Lennox is shaking right now. Doesn't know where to stand, sit. He don't know where to run, jog, shadow box. He don't know what to do, but he wants to do something, fam. That's real, bro. Listen, I'm 0-0. Never fought, never lost. If I did, someone gets knocked out, and it's definitely not me.
Let them know, bro.
Come on, fam. Puneet put us to the test, fam. But I will get that right, fam. But let me ask you, fam. What's your tail of the tape, bro? Let us know, fam.
My tail of the tape. So Puneet was saying that we don't provide all the information on the tail of the tape.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try and do my best. I don't know exactly what my reach is, but I know my arms are mad long. So we can list that as the reach. The reach is mad long. Yeah. Height 6'2". Yeah.
Come on.
Where we go? Where else? Weight, boy, I've got up 2 weight classes, fam. I'm at the top end of light heavy, dipping my toe into cruiser, just the one toe. Yeah, I'm saying, so at anyone in the weight classes, I can make that weight. Yeah, my record 2-0. I'm proud. I'll proudly boast a knockout ratio of 50%. You know what that means? That means half the men that enter the ring with me, they left on their backs, bro.
Come on, that's what they did, fam. That is long, bro. Puneet's the chief, bro. That's too much, bro. We're gonna get that right. We're gonna get that down because we gotta say where we're coming from boxing.
Oh my days, fighting out of
from Blue Borough.
Fighting out of Blue Borough. You know they gotta mess up the pronunciation, fam. Blue Borough.
No, but yeah, we're here, man. Fight week. We could talk about loads of things. We could talk about the weekend's boxing. We could talk about Conor Ben. We could talk about the wonderful, great return of Campbell Hatton. But no one wants that. They want us to get straight into the main thing, bro. Straight into pie and mash settings, bro. Let's talk about it. Fury versus Dillian White. Dylan's here. He's in the country. He's been squared off. The money has hit the escrow, bro. Frank has done what he needs to do. Frank has honored this deal. The fight's on.
I got to be honest, bro.
Talk to me.
It now feels real.
Oh, it's real.
Yeah, I'm saying now it feels real because bro, until I see Dillian and them man in the same picture, it feels very much like at any moment they can say fights off.
Yeah,
fights off. But now I see them at the presser sitting down. I was very surprised by the press conference.
Talk to me.
The energy was very nice.
It's incredible. Yeah, There's friendship. There's friendship. There's more friendship here than we saw in the Craig Richards and Buatsi
exchanges.
sit down. You know, there's
Very
just
true.
there was a lot more, and that would be strange to hear, right? Because you think, them man know each
They
other.
know each other. Yeah.
But with these guys that only sparred years ago, but you can tell that they're brethrens, bro. Like, they're friends that are just gonna scrap, and this is probably
right.
why we haven't heard. I know Fury's done some Dossa talk, but not heavy. He's not disrespected Dillian at all.
Thing is, he
Not really.
Kind of did before.
How?
Like, it's one of them ones where man was talking about him like it's an easy win. It's an easy night. It's no big deal. He's just Dillian. I can box him like this. I can do it like this. I can do that. Whereas now he's very much like he's respecting him. He's talking about him. He's like, no, he's someone I got to take seriously. Do you know what I mean? Even when I was quite surprised. Like, I guess pleasantly surprised to see them talk to each other. You could sense, like you're saying, that you could sense the familiarity.
Yes.
Especially when they start talking about what I do like to hear is when they've asked them both individually about the sparring stories.
Yes.
And both of them have been like respectful. You understand? Dillian, like there was a time Dillian did say though in one of his interviews, I think, and I might not be remembering this correctly, but he goes, they said, oh, what happened in the sparring stories? He goes, listen, at no point has anyone said he's ever knocked me out, or I'm not. No one's. I mean, he's never knocked me down, or he ain't done that to me. But ask him what I did to him, or I mean, it was one of those ones where it's like, ask him and see what he says. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not gonna spell it out, but things happened. But then they both dismiss sparring as anything serious.
It can't be. It's, again, exactly. We saw Lawrence Okoli get like I won't say manhandled Dillian, but he was in there doing his thing.
He touched him up.
So we can't use that as the measuring stick. Some guys are different when it's game 7, bro. Game 7, it brings out the inner beast, but you don't even know that guy's there. So we can't.
It's that thing. It's like under the lights is when it really, really counts. Like certain men can't get up for sparring like how they do on fight night.
Come on, bro.
You know what I mean? Like.
Go on,
in my limited experience, I've been there. I can't spar how I fight.
Bro.
Do you know what I mean? I've not done any of the stuff I've done in a real fight. In the sparring, I'm always just working something out or can't really dig properly and hit a man hard. Yeah, I mean, no matter how intense it gets, I want to say
this for the record, yeah. You're, again, if you're anything to go by, we've spent a few days together on your stag, yeah. And you're dirty. You're actually when it comes down to it, yeah. I know that you'll be a dirty fighter now because anything to win, bro. Miniature golf, you cheated me. A free. I knew, you know where I would have ended up, bro. It could have been a potential podium finish, bruv. What did you
on your way?
No.
I called the officials. I said, "Yo, can we get another look at this? I need to know that he's followed the rules with that move."
No, bro.
And they said you had it. That's
no, but it was fixed, bro. There was again behind the scenes, bro. I don't know if it was MTK or what it was going on in the backgrounds, but there was some background stuff happening, bro. Because before that person came, the adjudicator came over. They already made their mind up. Something hush money's been given, and I couldn't believe what happened. And when they said it, when we got back to the apartment, yeah, and they said, you know what, I did that. I was furious. Then we moved forward. We moved forward to the main event, bro. Go-karting, yeah. You already know my finish was a bit nuts. I was driving crazy in the first, like when I'm trying to do time in the qualifiers. I was making sure no one passed me, which is a bit stupid because I should have been trying to get the fastest time. So I was in last place. The banter was flying. Everyone was laughing at me, thinking I'm Bowser, thinking I'm one of the heavier characters in Mario Kart, bro. You already know what time it is. Travis started to get rude, yeah, for no reason. Just started sending shots, bro.
I told you what time it was, bro. Yeah. I said to you, don't worry about the qualifying heat. Just know that when it comes to the actual race, I'm getting a podium finish, fam.
Because I said you're not the real you, because your dad was there, your brother was there, they all finished higher than you, and I was like, you're the fake son, bro. I said your younger brother's become your older brother, just in that moment. Yeah. It was nuts. So anyway, I'm driving, I'm enjoying, I'm doing what I need to do. Somehow, I've made it into 3rd place. Yeah, from last.
You was fourth.
No, I made it to 3rd, and then what does Travis tell the truth? What did you do?
I got you the hell out of here. I got you the hell out of here. I forgot about that,
bro.
You were third place.
I was third.
I saw my opportunity and I clipped you on the bend and I got you the hell out of here.
Clipped.
I've even got your video. I wish I could have put that in here right now, but I had to do what I had to do. At the end of the day, you took that corner a bit too wide. I said no. I'm coming in on the inside. I bumped you the first time. You tried to stare into me. Bumped you again, and I was off.
When he says bumped here, you don't have to understand here. That might as well be a Warrington headbutt, fam. It's the same as what Warrington's doing. The guy's disgusting, bro. Travis will do anything to win.
Not just that. Yeah. But I clocked the fastest lap time of the whole day.
I hate you. I'm offended. But I just wanted to give people a glimpse.
So when you hear me start talking about the dark arts, understand, yeah. Certain times, look, let's not even get into that, yeah. We've got a great weekend of boxing.
All I'm saying, so let's just get to the thing. So that's why we just throw in sparring. Funny, we just wanted to put that story in, and it was a great segue. But again, just being honest, innit? Like, when we talk about sparring just doesn't matter. It doesn't count. And it's what the guys do on the night.
Do you remember how good Eubank Jr. looked sparring Carl Froch?
Bruv, if sparring was a thing, Eubank Jr. will be the lineal champion. He had the Ring Magazine belt. He'll have everything. He'll lineal sparring, lineal unified. He would be the guy. He'd be the Canelo if it was from sparring. But it doesn't work like that. You actually have to fight. You actually have to turn up and get busy on the night when the people are watching. So it is what it is. I just want to talk a bit about just Fury, like. You know when Fury was saying he's not, he's trying to play it down. Again, I think that's some more so mind games. So Dillian doesn't take it as serious because we can see Fury probably he's going to be the lightest he's been since those last.
You think so?
Yes, he is. He looks.
I saw it. It's funny because there was an article where one of the trainers or one of his strength coaches or diet guy, one of them.
Yeah.
Said he's gonna shock everyone and be the heaviest he's been on the scales, and I'm thinking to myself, nah, I don't think he's gonna be that heavy.
No,
because remember how he looked against Wilder, like he could actually see
heavy. He looks in great shape. The guy looks again as great as a Fury's gonna look, right? But
I mean, optics of Fury is never going to be amazing. He's not got the genetics to have a chiseled body or any of that stuff. So we can't even expect that. So whenever you say great, we shouldn't even be thinking about the optics of
that doesn't matter. I'm talking about for Fury. We've seen different Furies, right? We saw the heaviest Fury we saw was Wilder 3. Yeah?
Yes.
That was heavy Fury. He's not that. That's the one thing I can say. He's different. He looks light on his feet. I know exactly how you saw him on that, what do you call it, day, the press day, when everyone's there and they're doing the live training and he's in southpaw. But you can see on his toes, in and out, you can see that he just looks sharp. He looks sharp. He looks like I understand exactly how he's going to fight this fight. Again, he said this is his best training camp. There's no injuries. I'm ready for this one. There's nothing. My preparation is pretty much perfect. And by looking at him, he does look like I haven't seen his Fury in a long time. I predict it's literally gonna be bouncing for at least 11 rounds Fury. Bouncing.
What do you think? What do you make of him sparring on the pads southpaw?
It's just playing it. It's playing games.
I don't think it's play at all.
Really?
If you go back and watch him against Chisora, right?
Yeah.
He boxed in southpaw for the whole fight.
Wow.
Boxed his ears off. Right? Now, there's been some arguments, right, in amongst the great defeaters, where they say how much better is Dillian White than Derek Chisora? If them men are going hell for leather when they fight. So he boxed his ears off southpaw just comfortably. Now, Chisora was going through some coaching situations, or maybe he wasn't motivated for the fight. He didn't look great. But even still, Chisora is Chisora. And that's a younger Chisora. Boxes his ears off southpaw. He might literally try for the first few rounds to go southpaw against Dillian to see how he matches up. Yeah. And I can't remember off the top of my head how many times Dillian's gone up against the southpaw and what it looked like.
Well, Dillian, funny enough, I think Dillian's prepared for all in caseties, because they asked him the question, how does he win it? And he goes, listen, I'm ready to switch my style at any point. He knows. The funny thing is, these two, have done like the preparation for Dillian. Like, I don't want to leave that stone unturned as well. Dillian is coming in the best we're gonna see him, the best he's looked, the best he seems focused. He looks ready. Yeah. And he knows that you're going against, because you can feel the friendship, the relationship between them. They know what the other one can do. They know what the other one can bring. The sparring's even giving him a little glimpse of where he will have to go if he needs to go there. So it's like, oh, wow, you did that. All right, watch this. So I've got my prior knowledge of you, and you have your prior knowledge of me, and how far I'm willing to go for this moment. One thing they do both know is I'm willing to go to the end of the earth, and it's who's ready to drag themselves through hell to win this belt. Again, Fury knows and that's why the respect is there in terms of the condition he's got himself into. But I understand what you're saying about being, because I get the thing of southpaw boxing his ears off. I think that's the way he wins this fight. However, the only thing that is the way I just don't go with it all the way is he will close the distance at some point. Fury has to get clipped at some point. He has to. The body shots will land. Again, as we say, no one likes it to the body, but we're talking about the body snatcher here. You know, we have to see if his conditioning has got better though. Can he keep up? Can he chase him around the ring and just not look stupid?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, because I know, and it's like there's little clues in what they say about the fight. Not so much what Fury says, because like history has kind of told us not to really take what he says seriously. Do you know what I mean? He could say this and go in the ring and do something completely different. He has enough versatility to do that. So you know, give him credit where it's due. But Sugar Hill said we're going to see Fury go and do, you know, kind of look like how he's looked before I started working with him.
There you go.
So straight away we're talking herky jerky, right? I think and he goes, but with more power, and that's where I kind of come in. So it's like, okay, cool. That'd be interesting to see how you affect his power. But what I will say is, I'm curious to see what he looks like trying to go back to the herky jerky style, because more than likely
it's his DNA. It's his DNA.
I know what you're saying,
but
the thing is, whenever I look at fighters who've gone down in weight, problems come, right? Now, considering how heavy he went, you could say dropping a stone and a half off and or whatever it is he comes in as is like going down a weight class, or even two, right? So whenever I look at fighters who've gone down in weight, let's say Roy Jones when he was up at heavy, and he came all the way back down to light heavy, to fight Tava, sparked out.
Yeah,
there's an effect of losing weight and coming in that much lighter when you've gone that big. So my thing is, will the endurance be affected? Will his punch resistance? It is all just like me asking the question.
So let me come back at that. There's some people, you know, like some sick people that have, you know, smoked for years and they just don't go. Like, they'll have an ailment come up, heart, anything, any of these ailments that come up, they make it.
They just live to 100.
They make it. They've not treated their body well. They make it. It's okay. Yeah. And just to way I put where I put those things together is, we saw Fury balloon, like overweight, horrible, to the point where Wilder was like, now's the time to fight you. Yeah. No warm up, no nothing. Yeah. That guy gets ready, turns up, and he gets in the ring and goes 12 rounds. It should never happen. Yeah. It happened because he has never looked after his body the way he needs to. Not like he's a Hatton, but he's never looked after his body the way he needs to. You know, he's never been like on song set, being out of shape and managing. I do that. It's for me, it's like muscle memory almost.
It's comfortable for my body.
It's comfortable for my body. Where it's a shock to other bodies, like, you can't do that. You can't go. This is me. And then after you take in natural, just again, he has it. You know, there's some things.
He's a fighting man.
A fighting man. You know what I mean? Like, he actually has it. Like, as much as like this fight's annoying because like where I like Fury in it, but I really like Dillian. And it's the killer is I know that Fury has all the ingredients to do what he needs to do to win this battle. But then I always just have the biggest question mark because there is so much that there's a driving force that's driving Dillian that you can't leave out. You can't
ignore it.
You can't ignore it. You're a fool to ignore this. Again, him being in Portugal for as long as he's been. The training camps with Xavier, when we looked at it from the BT standpoint, there seems like there's a lot of minds in there. There's a lot of people in there. I don't think they scrimped on trying to get him to the to excellence. Before it was just him. It was just his trainer, and I don't know, maybe a conditioning guy. But he told me he didn't even care about conditioning before. That was Dillian before. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
All these changes.
And also, he's got like as much as people keep saying the Kronk, he's got Kronk Gym in his corner Fury. So's Dillian, Harold Knight.
Yes.
Works with Lennox.
Yes.
Like, their corners are loaded.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is why, again, even Fury said, look, their people tend to something that I'm gonna win it and stuff. And these are mad odds. This is the best time for the Leonard Ellaby. Can't say no chance because the punches chance is there. And one thing we know about Dillian, Povetkin aside, he can finish. He ain't gonna load up with one. It's gonna be hellacious shots, 2, 3, to finish it. And even if it's the back of the head, wherever he can hit you, he's going for it.
And what's interesting, right, is Fury's fought Wilder 3 times. Had the Otto Wallin one in between, I believe. I forget the order of the fights. I think maybe Schwartz might have been in between as well.
Yeah.
But he fought Wilder 3 times.
Yeah.
Now, as much as those were, big fights, Wilder offers the same kind of problem each time that you have to look out for. That straight right. Don't let him land that straight right. The left hooks are probably, they're a bit of power. There's power in there as well, but the straight right is the money shot.
Yeah, we got the overhand in this.
It's quite a simple one to look. It's quite a simple thing to worry about.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? For someone who is as skilled as Fury, worrying about someone who has that one thing, you might get one through in a fight, a clean one, but you ain't really got the variety of shots.
Yeah.
Dillian now, the punch variation to worry about, it's a lot deeper because he's not just going to headhunt. Wilder was going straight, looking for the chin every shot. When you got someone who's looking for body work and they're strong enough to take a shot from you, like as much as Fury's, leaned into having power now, I don't have him down as a knockout man.
Yeah.
Like, I went back and I watched the Wilder fight and Wilder was gone, man, from like round 3. He literally, his gas tank was on 0 and he managed to scrape in through the fight.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm like, he's not a knockout man. There's power there now, absolutely. But I look at it and I think Dillian could pose much different problems for Fury that he's not faced. Otto Wallin he was a decent man, but I don't have Otto Wallin down as good as Dillian White.
Yeah.
That's just my perception on the eye test.
Do you remember when in Wilder Fury 3, Wilder started going for the body? He started trying to work the body and getting some success. You can say, and I could tell that Fury had to make adjustments. He did make the adjustments, but he struggled with that. He struggled with this, and it made sense. It was like, this is a good way to attack this. This is a good way to go for it. The only thing that's different is I believe Fury lost the respect for Wilder that he needed to keep him away. He basically just said, you know what? I can beat you. I know no matter what you do, I can beat you, and I can take your hardest punch. I'm gonna try and walk through this stuff. The only difference is I honestly don't see him preparing like this. I see him trying to really frustrate. There'll be a lot of talking. I can imagine Fury talking to Whyte for the first 3 to 4 rounds while he's getting the jabs off, while he's looking cool, laughing at him, trying to get something going in him, and then it's just the discipline. Can Whyte stay disciplined enough and wait for his moment to land, not just to lunge in. And he can't look like Chisora in this. He can't have any shades of Chisora. We don't want to see Chisora Usyk again, because while a lot of you lot thought Chisora did well in that game, I said nah. Usyk had him so measured. It was ridiculous. I hated it to the point where it became potluck, where you had Chisora just swinging out, but swinging and tired, swinging with nothing left. I hope it's not going to be that. I really hope it's.
This is why, and I'll be real. This is why I've not predicted a heavy White win. I haven't predicted it because I don't sit here and think that it's gonna. I think there's gonna be a way he can win, and there is a reality where Dillian can get it done, but it's not where I would tell someone who I consider a close friend to bet on.
Yeah,
you understand? And it's like I don't have a take on that. My stance is very clear. I want Dillian White to win, and that's it. Because when I look at the so go on.
I'm putting £50 on Dillian just because it's just out of one. It's just out of odds. It's just out. The odds are wicked. It is just purely out of one. I can't, even when this happens, I won't be able to say I told you so. There's no way I can come and say, bro, I told you so, because nah. Like, if he was to win, it's purely because, like, I just wanted it to. Now, like,
100%.
Everything in terms of how I've just understood boxing at a little level, but just been getting to watch all these fights. I just see the tools and the skills and the relationship. We have to talk about that relationship between Sugar Hill and Fury, bro.
It's a good one, you know.
The synergy is real.
They're tight,
bro.
His top is off in the pads, fam. They got their relationship is what you want.
It's lovely. You look at it, yeah. Like, because we got to talk now, because we've gone in and it's been really lovely, yeah. But we got to get to some. I know you got a dossier or something for me that I need to see. One second, let me just say this. While we said a lot of good things, that relationship is really nice, and there's just something where you try to because Fury says stupid things, and you try to be like, oh man, you're just so annoying. But there's something likable about that relationship in them, and even in that press conference, I watched it with a smile on my face. Even that bit when he said, "Yeah, we slept together," like and he goes, "Whoa!" We things started talking, and you could tell there's just a level of I respect you, you respect me, and we're boys, and this is what it is. We're just fighting and making money. But yeah, go ahead. Let's get into the dossier, fam.
No, for real. So it's funny, right? I looked at Tyson Fury's height. I tweeted the other day. I said, "Yo." Is Tyson, for people who have met Tyson Fury, is he really 6'9"?
Of course he did that.
Do you know what I mean? I just put it out there. And people, a lot of people just believed. So I did a bit of research, right? I'm looking into it, and I was like, I saw this video online called The Real Size of Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
There's a case that this guy's height is not. He's not
6'9", yeah?
I don't think he's 6'9". All right, so look at this here. Got some pictures here. It's quite nuts. There's a consistent thing that Tyson Fury does when he takes pictures with other fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Let's take this one right here. He's standing up. Let's focus on the foot. Okay. That's not on the ground.
It's raised. It's raised. I could do that underneath the foot.
This guy who you stand next to, bruv, he's firmly footed.
Yeah.
He's raising the foot. Cool.
It's not a good enough argument. I need more to... Oh,
second one here.
Johnny
Fisher, Romford Bull, fam. Again,
there's looking like a lot right there as well.
Exactly that extra little. So I was like, cool. We look again.
Damn, not in the slippers.
In the slippers. Jaguar. This is FA Jaguar.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this. I'm thinking to myself, how consistently over the years are you tiptoeing in
slippers? Not in the slippers,
bro.
You are an absolute disgrace.
And it's mad because nobody's in his eye line. So it's not like he had to get over someone's head. He said, yo, I'm making sure that we're standing here at 6'9".
You're an absolute disgrace. You're a cheat.
Bro. Again.
Oh my God, this is a consistent thing.
It's a very consistent I was just like, this is really odd. Bro, how long has this lie been going for being 6'9"?
Tiptoe gate is real. So you telling
Tiptoe
me
gate?
he could be a cool 6'7"?
When I saw the head-to-heads with Wilder, bro, eye to eye, them man were level. Wilder's 6'7" listed, right? Now, for me, I looked at this, I was like, it's not like a wild thing to lie about because it's a mental advantage when you know that you're getting in the ring with someone that's 6'9". Basketball players lie about their height.
Yeah.
They all do it, right? Iverson listed as 6 foot. This guy's like no more than 5'10", 5'9", fam. He's a very small guy. Enough man. But when you see them stand together, I keep doing this off thing. When you see them stand together, bro, the heights don't lie. He's standing next to Wilder eye to eye. Wilder's 6'7". I looked at Fury and I think to myself, I reckon Fury is around 6'7". 6'7" or maybe a touch over 6'7". But listing it as 6'9", what does that do mentally to the opponent when he knows he's getting there with someone at 6'9"? Not just that, Dillian White is listed at 6'4". That man is not 6'4". When they stood to pose at the for the pictures at the Wembley place, bro.
Yeah,
we're doing that now.
Yeah, there was some significant. There was a difference.
I was annoyed. I was like, you know, when you start looking, thinking, how are you gonna land? How are you gonna land the shots now?
Oh, because it's beautiful for that.
No, I hate it. Yes, for certain styles. But if the better boxer is the taller man, and you've got to hope to land your power, it's a long night.
It's a long night.
I know Dillian's got super long
body. That's when I go to the body and get busy. Yeah. I have to like close the distance. Hopefully, try to get in body out. And that again, you won't see that shot coming. That overhand coming like looping up. It's different.
The problem is, I just from my own understanding is that establishing that work when you're the smaller man and the taller guy's the better boxer sometimes can be really a nightmare.
Oh, it's gonna be a nightmare.
You know what I'm saying? Like it can get so tough where it's like now we are saying, okay, he just needs to land that shot. Maybe he's just be zinging them overhands just to try and.
No, but if I'm clever, what I would do in that moment is the grapple is gonna be everything to me. I'll get close, try to spoil when the referee's trying to telling us separate. I'm digging shots in, digging a few in, just let him know I'm there. Again, keep on. I have to frustrate and make it my type of fight. It can't be a clean fight. I've got to be as dirty as possible. And again, that ring generalism or
generalship,
is key in this one, because I think that's where it even trying, because you got to lean on him. You got to try and it's so difficult.
Dillian has to get center ring, I feel, because if he gets on the outside, Fury holds court. Boom, pots the jab, pots the jab. But then all that's happened is Dillian is on the outside, having to move in a way that he wouldn't really want to move. Yeah. So that's just one way the fight can go. The other way is if somebody just rejects your generalship and decides, okay, I'm not going to go around, I'm going through you. And then we have a scrap.
I'm going to meet you in a... I can't see him. It'll be stupid. I'm not meeting him in the middle of the ring. I'm not doing that.
I can see Fury... fancying it. I really can.
Really?
I think to a certain point there's going to be some boxing, but something is going to make Fury decide, you know what, let's have it, let's go then. Because you got to remember, I feel like he's got a taste for knockouts now. He's knocked out Wilder twice.
This will be the most impressive.
He's now thinking, you know what, I can be that guy. I am that guy.
This will be the most impressive. If he can get a knockout here, bloody hell.
We'd have to talk about him different. I feel like
if he can get the knockout here, this will be one of the most impressive. Like, it's gonna be an impressive night. Again, I want to see if he really does sell out Wembley.
I think there's some concerns over the numbers, man. Because let's be real, this don't feel like fight week. This don't feel like fight week at all. I've seen a lot of stuff where, you know me, I always get into my tweeting bag about these things, brother. And Fury fans always jump in my thing, and they all sound the same. And I just look at these guys, I think to myself, at some point, we have to have an honest ability to see something. Do you know what I mean? And if this thing was looking and sounding crazy and fever pitch, when AJ fights tough opponents, bro, it gets fever pitch. Do you know what I'm saying? There's enough content, there's enough takes, there's enough debates, it gets nuts. And I looked at the difference with, you know, it being a BT Sports show and, you know, it's Frank Warren's thing. At the weigh-in, it just looks a bit chaotic.
Scatty. It looks scatty.
It looks scatty, bro. The sound.
Even the presser was the sound, bro. I had a mad buzz. Like, it was mad. I'm not gonna lie. That there was little bits that I was a bit disappointed with because you spent all the money and it's like they spent all the peas on the as you said, the best part of the outfit, fam. And they didn't think
if you spend all the money on the shoes, the shirt and trousers will suffer, bro, because that's what's happening with this production,
bro. Like even the presser looked mad rammed, but not rammed in a good way. It looked like there was no parliamentary proceedings to like. It didn't feel.
It wasn't even like a raised presser, like where the men are sitting on the chairs and they're higher than everyone else and the reporters are down there. Bro, them men were sitting in a room and they said, yo, let's get some tables in here. We've only got school tables. Yeah, just chuck them in, get a black mat and cover it and we'll be fine. That's how they gave it up.
They had handheld mics like they were thingy, bro. Like they were comedians or just, them man was like, I saw a few
and the show. It's a comedy roast.
Yeah, he said, listen, I'm glad everyone's here. Then he put the mic down all like, you know that? On the table.
I said the room ain't even big enough for these men to be talking crazy like that. He's literally right next to my man. Like, he's getting there.
Bro,
do you know what I mean?
They said, where's the hill? Where's the table? Where's the chair for Sugar Hill? Stuff like that. This is what I'm talking about. This is...
Listen, as much as people think, we're biased to Eddie Hearn. Bro, there's some things that you should be able to see for yourself, regardless of who you like as a promoter. And being a fan of a promoter is kind of nuts, realistically, if we like the boxers. Yeah. So it's like, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, look, man, let's not try and pretend like what Eddie Hearn gives you is not top quality, bruv, because this is nuts. We're in fight week for an all-British heavyweight scrap, and it does not feel like this has reached casual ears. This has reached the ears of the boxing community, absolutely, and the few outside that care. But when AJ was fighting Usyk, bruv, man were like, yo, this thing is going to get nuts. When AJ fought Klitschko, everything was insane at that point.
But let's go even more recent. Khan versus Kell Brook, was fever pitch. People was like, these golden oldies, nobody cares. We sold out our event. Yeah. Yeah. Remember, this is Khan versus Brook. Yeah. This is you remember Sky, you remember everything that was happening, like, so we can even say Boxer's content, Sky and Boxer, whatever that thing is, yeah. Their content was here. It was up there. We can't even deny it. That was like a real build up to this thing, and it was we're in a boxing group, right? And they were talking about, has Dillian kind of let himself down? Now listening to Dillian and how he gave up in the presser today, I can't say he let himself down. They know Frank was on some joke thing. I had to say it I had to say it as simple as that, because it's one thing telling lies, but you can't tell lies when I'm here, innit? I'm here telling you lot, boom. They didn't do what they needed to do, and because of that, I wasn't coming. They know what to do, and I never heard nothing. I didn't hear pimp from what's his name. I didn't hear a single sound. I didn't hear pimp. I didn't hear anything from Frank. Frank just humility. And before he was giving, you're a liar. I'll tell you what you are. You're a liar.
We don't even need him. Hey? Yeah. We've got Fury here. He's selling. I was like, look, you lot made this thing so weird by not getting the business right. And it's one of the ones where, as a fan, I don't care whose fault it was. Yeah. You understand? I care about what the content is. Boxing. You didn't do what you needed to do to get Dillian there at the fight. That should be your main priority. The other one that's going to make the peas at the back end, I ain't going to mess around with your small demands if I know what I can make at the end. That's terrible. Like, that's so short-sighted. Bro, it's unreal. Give the man a jet. Give the man a jet. Give the man an extra 20 bags. Let him get his tickets for the fight. Yes. This guy is so integral to you making your money on the back end. Sweet. Make the guy comfortable. As a comic, you know how different it feels when I go backstage and like the show ain't started yet, and then man have niced you with, yo, what drink you want? You want a little food? There's some fruit there. I'm sitting there and all I'm thinking is I'm going to give you your money's worth and that audience their money's worth, because the way you looked after me, A1.
A1
You've let
streaming.
yourself down. Now the guy's back there thinking, I'm going to be difficult and I'm only coming out and I'm only chatting to people when it's goal time.
Yeah.
That is now made you losing this.
You've lost. Again, you think of the content, and we're in the content era. Like, content is necessary. Content is king at some point. And you say to yourself, the fact that we didn't have a BT version of Gloves Are Off, it's a travesty. It is. I don't care what anyone says. We know how good Dillian is in them situations. We know what Tyson Fury can do. It never happened. Yep. Why? Because you got into your ego and said, we don't need him to sell the fight. Yes, you do need him. He's the other fighter, bro. You need a dance partner. You just said, listen, it's not necessary. He can sell it on himself. That's ego. Ego took over, and now we got a massive fight. And please believe, today's press conference, if I was on the thing about spending my hard-earned money, to pay for that fight, and I'm a casual, I promise you, as I remember my true casual days, I'm not paying for this. I won't. It didn't capture me. I said, these lot are just brethren and there's nothing, bruv. Let me catch that when I wake up. If I'm in true casual, in a true casual space, it's a shame. Like this fight is the first time Fury's fought in the UK for years. As the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Ring Magazine title holder. Against someone that's been waiting. Even the thing about him waiting, they could have used all of that.
There's so much. There is so much, bro. You tell me they couldn't have got a nice 20-minute documentary about his journey in the game. Listen to Dillian White's story in them interviews. A little special about all of the stuff he's been through. And like, bro, you have built too many. Like, bro, everybody in this thing has let themselves down.
Everyone.
Like, because I'll be honest, as far as the chess and the stress of all of this goes, I say, Dillian has played this thing all right, because the silence of this thing, as far as the fight goes and the mechanics of this duel that we're having, he's done all right because he's ruffled enough feathers in the process, right?
That's Frank.
Fury's had to be under a bit of stress. Frank's under a bit of stress, and it can alter how things can work. But there was an opportunity here that gets missed by bad business at the start.
Bad business flopped this whole operation, and it's a shame because bad business begets other bad business. You know, you ask yourself how, like, I do know that probably Frank was hoping that Eddie Hearn will step in and have a word. You know, just say, come on, mate, for boxing, like, you got to do now. This is probably severed the relationship between Frank and Eddie even more. You can tell, like, they're already bad, but it's like, come on, mate. If this was your heavyweight,
escalated it.
It's escalated. The situation escalated again, and you didn't think the situation could get any worse. But it makes future fights harder to have. And from a boxing perspective, as us as fans, we suffer. But I
can't even imagine or get excited about an AJ Fury clash now, because it's like, do you know how many hurdles and obstacles and personal vendettas we're gonna have to get over to get that even close to the finish line?
Nah, because the purse bids, you know, it's even mad. And a precedent has been set.
There's no purse bids. There won't be purse bids in this, Dondo.
What?
Because nobody's going to be a mandatory. It's not going to be a mandatory situation. So like, let's say Fury gets through Dillian Saturday, AJ gets through Usyk. Mad asks on more so AJ's side. But let's say that's how it plays out. It's not a mandatory situation, so there's no purse bid. Them men are just saying, look, let's unify. So it's slightly different, but so even then,
actually, that's even harder, because at least with the purse bids, it makes it a bit easier because we, as the network, get the fight. We're like, listen, it all comes because we got ESPN, BT, we got DAZN. It's a mess,
and we don't know what AJ's situation is with Sky Sports at the moment.
That's because true.
That's still pending, so we could literally have 4 networks involved in this scrap,
and 2 guys that don't want to do business, and one champ that's threatening retirement, the other champ that we don't even know if he's gonna win. It's mad. It's
very mad.
Jeez, but this is one thing I do want to talk about. Gareth A. Davis,
Oh.
he got moved to again. He keeps
He's
getting
one of
moved
the
to.
funniest. He's one of the funniest guys in the game.
He keeps getting moved to. Like just for just things that he's saying. I know Dillian called him out early. He said, "Listen, that guy's like." I keep seeing him get moved to. But then a question came up today in the presser. Someone asked Dillian. They spoke about, what being a heavyweight champion represents. There's a citation, people looking up to you, people following you, people this. There was this great spin. And would you be that kind of champion? Now, I thought that question was really interesting, considering there's an elephant in the room.
Thank you.
There's an elephant in the room when we're talking about cartels and all sorts. Yeah, and you talk about what a champion is supposed to represent and the I think the legacy Muhammad Ali left behind in terms of what a heavyweight champion looks like. Yeah. And where we get in an era of we've seen the media go mad about Sterling for having a tattoo on his leg. Yeah. And it was front page news. For this to not be front page news, for it to not come up in press conferences, for it to be linked, to have any links with something
Someone of that
as
stature.
nefarious or with the statures, you know what it is. They do journalistic work. Yeah? I'm not a journalist. They do journalistic work, and there's journalists in the house. For no one to mention, ask, and it's a shame. It's literally.
You're an absolute disgrace.
All of them in the room, and I get it. But then you say to yourself, well, you're the journalist. You go to the end of to the depths for the story. That's journalism, right? It doesn't matter. You will go in a hunt for it. So for no one to ask about the links, especially when you know those links are there. It's not like the tweets and stuff are not available. There's been times where champions and many people, I'm not just talking about Fury, but Fury's the main one in question right now. And to not ask the question, to me, it feels like a bottle job. It does feel bad. It feels, and I know this wouldn't be given to any other fighter unless this one.
It's mad. The whole thing is nuts. Like when you mentioned Gareth A. Davis here, so they did a media call, right? A Skype, whatever, and they had everybody on the thing. So this guy gets to ask a question, some fluffy question about, just whatever. Next day, he goes on to write, nobody asked Tyson Fury about the alleged link between da-da-da-da-da. Nobody and I'm like, you got to ask. You got to ask a question. You didn't ask nothing. Yeah. I look at, you look at them people, you think to yourself, the way you man jostle for position, and it's the same issue that I've had with the media in boxing, right? It's literally, there is a bias with how they want to operate. I said this thing clear as day. The way Eddie Hearn gets pressed about what AJ's doing or whatnot, the other men are not given that same energy, right? Yeah. And I tweeted that, and the response, a few men responded to me, right? And even at the beginning of the interviews with Eddie Hearn, people were saying that, we don't ask you the real questions. I was like, right, this tweet really traveled. They're like, that's how they're talking. Eddie Hearn's stuck on, man. Listen, bro, you don't go to Frank with this energy. Then when they do sit down with Frank, the men are sitting there like, people keep saying that, joking with it. People keep saying that we don't. And he's like, go on and ask me whatever you want. And I'm thinking to myself, you think it's not as clear as day that you've got these men on a very strict list and script of things they can chat to you about.
It's incredible.
Getting access to a Matchroom show, right, versus getting Matchroom access to a BT Sports show, very different. Very different level of scrutiny goes into it. Do you know what I mean? Because them man know who they want to let in. Yeah. This thing going public and the way the pressure is with that situation, I don't want to dig too much on that because it's not a focus of mine. But I look at that and I'm like, the energy is now crazy because now these men are like, okay, everybody's watching, so we've got to do it. And a few platforms have come out, and I saw Fury have some difficult interviews, particularly with Sky Sports. And he is very much like, look, I'm not doing any more interviews with Sky at the end of it. And I was like, that's a crazy thing to say, realistically, for a champion to say that I'm not chatting to you, man, no more, because you ask me questions I don't like. Which lets you know what the how can I say it? Which the set what it was like beforehand. The climate was when you deal with him, and it explains why people deal with him like that. because you ask a question you don't like, there's no access. That for me doesn't feel people's championish.
Yeah, no, definitely not. And again, you just gotta sometimes we just call it what it is, bro. End of the day, I remember when AJ read the letter that his boy wrote in that BLM moment, and it went crazy. It went crazy. It wasn't, and yes, some people might not have understood the context of like what AJ was saying in spaces, but it was questioning, it was challenged. And AJ had to clear it up, and he had to there was a lot that had to be done. And this guy ain't the links that where he's not on the US, there's no 5 million reward for the guy that wrote AJ's letter in it. Yeah? Simple as that. There's no 5 million reward or whatever, like it weren't that. So it's strange, especially with the special relationship of Britain and the US and all that stuff. It's strange that how this has just been left in boxing.
I find it interesting as well because, like, let's say the whole situation of people asking Fury about links with Daniel Kinahan, and it's like it's actually not a crime to be friends with someone.
Not at all.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, to know someone who's living a bit nuts, to say that's your friend, I'm not involved with it, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. There's actually nothing wrong with that. So it raises more questions when makes things more difficult when you're like, I don't really know my man. Yeah, he's a fan of boxing and da-da-da-da-da. It's none of your business. It's like, oh, that's first of all, that's a contradiction. Like, he's just a boxing man, and now you tell him it's none of my business. So that means there's something there that isn't my... It does too much.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Nuts.
Whereas it's like,
nuts.
Man stand in a situation and say, yeah, that's my boy. He does a bit of a madness, but, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not involved, so you can't stick nothing on me. It is what it is. Like, this is not the first time that we've had somebody in boxing where a fighter has been linked to them and he's had to clear it up.
Yeah.
Harold, what's the guy's name? Oh, my gosh. I had it before. I was reading it this week. So basically, Harold Smith was a promoter from a long time ago, and he worked with Ali, right? I'm not too sure exactly. Basically, Ali had to come out and address the situation. And Ali was there like, look, bruv, we've come here today to meet him. He's not showing up. And he's like, look, man, I don't know where the money's coming from. Sometimes you ask him to explain, it's like, it's a bit cloudy. He's just kind of got all this money and da-da-da-da-da, and this X amount of fights was supposed to happen. And, the thing got shut down. The guy was in some fraud and embezzlement thing, and it was nuts. But, people like to compare Fury and Ali. So here we are. This is a similar situation they've both been through. Ali stood there.
It's a big
situation. Stood there, answered the questions and said, look, I don't know what my man's on. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. He's presenting himself to be this, and it turns out that he's this. That's how it goes. And that's how life can go. Enough men have friends, and them men are like, "Raw, you're doing, yeah, but my man's dude, bro, he's cool brother. He's a cool brother as well."
Me and you always banter about the Asher D letter. It has to at some point. You have to write a letter. If Travis does a madness, I won't be able to be on Sim. It's none of my business. Travis is rare. There's a moment where if Travis does a madness, you watch two shows, then you're like, raw, when's the condemnation coming, bruv? Because you're looking funny in the light, fam. And I got a message. It's either I message Travis and say, yo, I'm gonna rinse you in a minute. I'm gonna rinse you in the media, but you're expected to be condemned is the point, and people are held to the fire for that condemnation. It's just what happens. Do you agree? And silence, when they say silence is agreeing, right? So you're in agreement with whatever's going on there, unless you're saying guilt, innocent to proven, whatever. But I'm just saying the fact that no one's asking the question. And it's not. It's this. I'm not just talking about Fury. I'm talking about.
Got to be fair to the people that are, because there are a few that are trying to, and it's like, there's some men that are like really, like the Sky Sports guy really laid it on thick. So it was almost but it was almost cringeworthy because of how much man was trying to get out the convo to the point where you could see he was proper annoyed. At the end, he's like, I'm not chatting to Sky again. So I was like, yeesh.
That's his job. Again, them bro. Journalists, bro, that's a part of the thing. It's a part of the thing. And
boxing has had its own little pocket of journalists, which have allowed narratives to just be created and it just be a free for all for whoever's in whatever camp. That's why I called out certain man on the thing when AJ did that interview after the Pulev fight. He said, "Look, if it's got to be Tyson Fury, let it be Tyson Fury." That man jumped on early. He looked a bit scared to say Fury's name. What was all that about? I was like, bro, we both watching the same thing here.
Yeah,
like this is how it goes. So it's like for me, now that the lens is on, now we're starting to look and realize how messy this game actually is. From as high as you want to go to as low as you want to go. Bro, it's nuts.
Boxing is, and when I never forget that Charles Farrell interview. Will always be number one in my heart, fam, because the reason why he spoke about what the killer is with Charles here that I rated about him. He spoke of it. This is how it used to be. Like, it's not like that anymore. And I thought, well done, Charles. Yeah, remember, he said, oh yeah, this is what we used to do. If you don't believe these figures don't exist in boxing, and they'll exist forever. The other day,
there's too much money at stake for it to just be, you know what I mean?
Remember Catterall, what do you call it? That situation? Yeah. And it talked about his ranking. Bro, he lost the
WBO.
He lost the what do you call it? He lost it. So it was they understand me. They understand how we are as a people as well. Everyone gets upset, everyone's up in arms, and they don't care anymore. Then we get to move the same way. So early statements saying, this was wrong. Yeah, we need to look here. Something has to change. Remember, you're the one with the power saying something has to change. And then after, what happens? We stop caring, nothing changes. He's lost
Jack Catterall has lost a moment. You worked your way up for a shot at Undefeated, and you've won the fight in the ring, and you lost it outside the ring. It's a dark game, man. I gotta be real. You know what I thought was crazy though was the at the press conference today, John Fury's
on smoke at every moment.
John Fury trying to stick it on Dean White.
On Dean. John Fury is on smoke at all points.
It's one of the ones where I looked at it and I was just like, I respect the gusto, but at the same time, bro, Dean White would run straight through this, brother. Like, it's one of those ones where it's just like, bro, that was even unnecessary. He did an interview afterwards. He's like, sometimes I, just get in my way. I thought he's come up the steps a bit too quick, and I thought, all right, well, let's have it then. And I thought to myself, I recognize the energy still. I was like, yeah, no, I hear you. I definitely hear you as far as like just man energy. But at the same time, bro, relax.
You know what I mean? And you're getting old, bro.
Fam, this is what I'm saying. They've even made Dillian White seem like the most mature brother ever, bro. In the interview, he's just like, he goes, my man's 600 years old and he's stepping forward. He goes, I said to him, John, calm down. You're an adult. You keep shouting and screaming, acting like a child. And I'm like, it's mad because Dillian White has come across quite mature in all of this.
Yeah.
He's come out. He's explained the business side. He said, look, man, Tyson Fury's mouth is like a toilet. He says all this type of stuff. He just needs to grow up, man. Yeah, but even when I listen to him about the mind games, he goes, listen, you talk about getting into my head. If you get into my head, you're going to find some disturbances in there still. I was like...
That was my favourite line. That was my favourite line. That said some disturbances. And I think even Tyson Fury just realised, this ain't going to work. This is pointless. It was funny hearing Frank Warren say he's been waiting for 6,000 days, though. That was, Frank Warren, you wouldn't even think Frank Warren said anything negative about Dillian in the build-up.
What's going on today?
Whatever they said in that phone call, it all got cleared up. It all got cleared up because he had him. You know what? It was almost that bit when you try to buy a car and you walk out. So even that weigh-in when you're supposed to come for the open training session, when he didn't come, Frank Warren was like, mate, he might not do it.
He might not show up. And Tyson Fury said that Joseph Parker was the standby opponent.
That's mad.
That would have been a fight I wouldn't have wanted to see.
With that thingy card, with that card as well.
Not interested in that.
And how does Joseph Parker just fight him and he's been bred
from his camp? Outrageous. That's white collar settings, fam.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mad. It's mad though, because I look at this whole thing and I'm like, listen, we're here now. Do you know what I'm saying? It's gonna go off. But it's just funny because it's like we're in a different era as far as artists, athletes, everybody's moving different. Mm-hmm. From the NBA, players don't just stay with one team no more. They go around. It's just the culture is different. Fighters, Dillian has set a different type of precedent this fight. Because I thought that you set a tone for fighters to just, just not be involved and set a bad tone. But realistically, what he's done here is like, you're not going to have me doing bad business. So I won't participate until you do what you're supposed to do.
Do what's right.
Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah, so now it's like you've had to respect it. But if you look at entertainers, musicians, a lot of these guys are like, they're not even signing a bad first deal. Man is saying, I've read the contract, this is a horrible situation. If you don't fix this, I'm not on it. Like, people from in this era now are very much like, I'm savvy from the gut, from the jump.
It's a smarter generation. It's smarter. And all they have to do is, all the promoters are going to do is get smarter with the business.
They have to get smarter. That's right.
They will, though. They will. They recognize that, again, this is a case study for what not to do now. You know, and not anyone can come and put their balls on the table and say, yo, I'm not coming, because certain man will get moved to for saying that. But when you build up the equity in self and brand, you can move different. You can move different, and it more power to it, more power to the fighters.
The guys who are going to struggle the most are the dinosaurs. Frank, I consider a dinosaur. Bob Arum, I consider a dinosaur. Them guys are not going to be able to listen to a 22-year-old say, I'm not signing this bad contract. They're going to be like, get out of here. And watch that person go somewhere else and be a star.
No, but Frank has showed flexibility in this one. Bob Arum wouldn't. I would say Frank in this moment here, because let's be honest, it was peak, bro. Frank was shouting
took a while, though.
On Talksport, bro.
Yeah,
Frank was shouting on Talksport. We can never forget that moment. That moment happened, you know, that was him fighting with the old era. He was fighting with the way of the old school of, this is what you're meant to do, and yeah, I've done this to bare people and they've accepted it. Not today, bruv. Get that money in escrow, fam.
You gotta have more savvy, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Like, as much as man are gonna say what they're gonna say, but Eddie Hearn don't get caught up in these moments like that where he's lost control. You understand? If it's back and forth, it's not. He can sit down and do an IFL interview and sit there for an hour and have you swayed, because he knows how to maneuver perception, maneuver in a certain way.
It's different, though, because when you're the top guy, yeah, people will take a liberty for exposure. That's the only thing. When you're the top guy, people will say, you know what, me just being at the event, it's like, it's allowed me to perform at Coachella, in it. And then yesterday's price ain't the same price because I was next to you and everyone sees you as the guy. So when someone else hollers at me, try and know, top dollar. So sometimes Eddie might get things that other people can't get, because you're giving me a space where I can't get nowhere else. But when it comes to the other man, the dinosaurs, that I ain't getting the kind of exposure, pay me correctly, bruv. And listen, let the money land in my account now. I'm not doing the show until it rises. You know? So yeah.
I hear that, boy. But listen, final predictions.
Can I do two? Can I do a cop-out?
Go on.
Hart, Dillian, knockout, 9th round.
Okay.
Head, points, Fury.
Okay. Hart, Dillian, same.
Yeah.
Knockout is the way it would have to go. Nah, Dillian.
Oh,
KO
I thought you said
the
Fury
way
to knock him out. I was going
I was saying that's the way it has to go for Dillian. But yeah, head. I can see a points or a late stoppage, if I'm honest.
Listen, if Fury late stoppages, it's the conversation. Not the conversation has to change, but the respect has to change. If he knocks him out,
the resume stuff gets very different.
If he knocks him out, it has to change. It's simple as that. It has to change. Klitschko, Wilder, Chisora, Klitschko, Wilder, Chisora, Whyte, and knockout. Just forget about it.
It'd be significant. But you know what?
Forget about it.
I think the knockout for Fury is less likely of the three possibilities.
That's hard. I can't. That will make me sit up and be like, bloody hell, a knockout. Sugar Hill, bro. Take me to Kronk right now. But yeah.
Make no mistake, I want Dillian White to win this fight. I want Dillian to get it done.
It's not even hard. Like, what are we talking about right now?
South London, fam. I want that to happen, bro. I want him to drive through Brixton.
The Jamaicans, everyone.
The Jamaican to get me with the bus, fam. and just have that there riding through
the big green strap, you know.
Come on, bro, and stop right outside McDonald's, fam. Brixton McDonald's and be there just chilling. That's how I want Sunday to look.
Monday will never be the same. Anyway, whatever happens, Monday's gonna be a madness. Yeah, and you'll be married.
I'll be a married man, fam.
Bloody hell. All right, well, listen, you lot look after yourself.
Grab your tickets and watch the fight with the great defeaters, bro. It's gonna be a sick night. The ticket link is below. Oh man. Yeah.
Till next time, everyone, stay blessed.
For real.
Peace. Yo, people, thanks for watching the Undefeated podcast. Make sure you
like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and all that good stuff, man. This is the place to be.